Everything in your life, whether it's your thoughts, whether it's your beliefs, your emotions, or anything that you innately believe in, should serve you. They should only serve you. I mean, what is the point of all this spirituality and self improvement if you're still feeling stuck? If you are not living your desired reality? What is the whole point of you listening to the videos that I make around this topic of self improvement and everything, right? If you're not able to lead the life that you want, if you're not able to utilize your resources in a way that it benefits you. The truth is, success, living in your desired reality, is not about eliminating weakness or negative emotions or whatever it is that feels negative, right? However, it is about learning how to use them, your negative habits or your negative emotions, your weaknesses, to your advantage. Every single person, literally every single person, has their strengths and has their weaknesses, which is like a universal truth. But the only difference between the two, those who achieve their desired reality, those who lead the life, and those who don't, is how they utilize their so called weaknesses, is how they conquer their weaknesses into their strengths. The goal is not to remove challenges or negative emotions. However, it's to make them work in your favor. It's to utilize them in a way that it serves you ultimately. Because life literally operates through you, not to you. And if you think otherwise, then, my friend, think of it as an alchemy, right? Transforming what appears to be of disadvantage into a tool of growth. So, when you experience emotions like fear and anxiety, that activates a part in your brain which is called amygdala, which is necessarily preparing you for action. Now, this is why some of the most successful people and individuals use anxiety as a fuel. They're not letting anxiety stop them. So instead of seeing it as a sign to stop seeing anxiety as something bad, they interpret it as a sign to move forward. They move forward exactly because they felt a certain kind of anxiety towards it. And do not confuse anxiety with intuition, right? This is called cognitive reappraisal, reframing a negative emotion to serve a productive purpose. And on the other hand, people see usually anxiety as a sign or a reason to retreat, to avoid discomfort. But what if you flip that? Flip that exact thing that is stopping you. What if anxiety wasn't telling you to stop, but exactly telling you where you fear and why exactly you should pursue that exact thing? The greatest opportunities for growth often exist on the other side of the fear. And again, you will know the difference between anxiety and intuition once you really know yourself. So do not confuse between the two. The Quran states that perhaps you hate a thing and is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. I'll say this again. Perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. Now, this exact verse highlights that discomfort, fear, and resistance can be guiding forces rather than barriers which are stopping you. What you resist may actually be what you need the most. Now, similarly, in Bible, it is written that in Bible James, it is written that consider it a pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Now, this passage reframes struggles as a necessary step towards completeness. Every challenge, every fear, and every so called weakness is an opportunity for refinement. It's just how you see it, really. It's just how you see it. For one person, that exact thing is a hurdle, and for another, it's a point of opportunity. Now, let's take this point a bit further, right? How could one use one's weaknesses to neutralize another? Now, this is really interesting. For instance, let's say you struggle with self doubt. But what if your fear of regret, of FOMO, was stronger than your self doubt? You could use that fear of missing out, of FOMO, out on opportunities as a push to act despite of doubt. Now, instead of trying to erase a weakness, we did not try to erase anything. We just are creating a counterbalance here. For me personally, I am an introvert, right? And I used to struggle with networking, but instead of forcing myself to become an extrovert, to try to see it as a weakness of being an introvert, I utilized my listening skill, a natural strength of an introvert, and many introverts have that. And I used that to build deeper connections in one to one settings. Now, what initially seemed like a disadvantage becomes something that I am good at and something that became my unique advantage. Now, the question is not whether you have weaknesses or negative emotions, because we all do. It is not possible to be human without having a counterbalancing emotion, right? We all do that. The real question is, how are we using them? Are they stopping you or are they fueling you? And let me know that what seemingly negative emotion or habit you have that you plan to use to your advantage. And with that, I will see you in the next video.